Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank you all for being here. A short time ago, I was a student trying to figure out how to pay for college like many of you, so I really do understand how intimidating it can be. But believe it or not, just by being here today, you've overcome one of the biggest obstacles in the process. So I'd like to commend you on the initiative and commitment you've shown thus far. So without further ado, my name is Frisco Pullum, and I'm going to be talking about the Buick Achiever Scholarship Program and how it helped me pay for college. Just a brief overview, this presentation is going to go over some of my experiences both personally and academic. I'm going to talk about how and what I did to pay for college. I'm going to give you some details on the Buick Achiever Scholarship Program. And finally, we're going to go over any questions or thoughts any of you may have. So again, my name is Frisco Pullum. Just some background information. I am a 2014 graduate from Kettering University, where I received a bachelor's in science and industrial engineering with a business minor. About a year before my graduation, I became a Buick Achiever Scholarship recipient, receiving a $25,000 scholarship that went an extremely long way in me attaining my degree. Currently, I'm a value chain engineer with General Motors in Warren, Michigan. So growing up, I attended a very struggling school, a school district that struggled a lot and had very limited resources. And because of that, college was a really great experience for me to get a chance to kind of broaden my horizon and get some new and unique experiences. One of the best experiences by far was the opportunity to work as a co-op in corporate America for 2 years. Kettering's co-op system is kind of unique. How it works is we have 4 3-month-long semesters, 2 of which are academic semesters where we take courses just like any other school, but the other 2 are actually work semesters where we get a chance to work with the company and see a lot of the concepts and theories that we learn about in class applied in the real world. It's a really great opportunity to see, it was a great opportunity for me to see what the engineering career would look like on a day-to-day basis, and it went a really long way in validating my interest in the field. While every school doesn't have the exact same co-op setup as Kettering, almost every school has some form of co-op in some shape, form, or fashion. It may not be as long, but there's some form of co-op at almost every school, so that's a great experience to take advantage of. Also, another really great experience is the opportunity to utilize state-of-the-art facilities and equipment. While all schools have different attractions in terms of this, some of the highlights that I got a chance to experience at Kettering include seeing the vehicle crash test lab, which is amazing to see in person. Also, something that I have a high amount of interest in is the ergonomics lab. Ergonomics is basically the study of different jobs and work environments and how they affect the health and well-being of the individuals or employees working in them. On top of that, their top-notch chemistry, physics, and manufacturing labs and equipment that I got a chance to utilize and experience. Additionally, another really great experience in college that I got a chance to see was joining the student organizations, which are filled up with people from all across the country and the world who have similar interests as yourself. These groups can be ethnic-based like NSBE, which is National Society of Black Engineers, or they can be interest-based like MAGIC, which stands for Maximizing Academic Growth in College. But one thing that they all have in common is they provide tons of great events and activities like community service events or discussions, which really give you a chance to engage in thought-provoking discussions with other people and kind of develop and refine and just articulate your own points of view while also talking to other people with different experiences and different perspectives and really just growing personally in those discussions and events. On top of the on-campus events that these organizations provide, they also offer some of the same experiences on a regional and national level with their conventions. These conventions are big events where the organizations from schools all across the country and across the world in some cases all come together, and they have similar discussions that I talked about earlier, or they have workshops, or they'll have career fairs where tons of companies come out and you get a chance to either interview or learn a lot about the career that you're going into. I'll say when I got to college, I left out of Michigan one time before I got to college, but being involved in these organizations allowed me to see many amazing places like Chicago, New Orleans, Las Vegas, just to name a few. As I said, all of these were really, really great experiences, and they're only 3 of the many great experiences that college provided me. So as you can see, college was a wonderful experience for me, but there were also many challenges that I had to overcome on my academic journey. Being one of the first in my family to attend college and having very little exposure to a college environment, anything like catering, I had to work extremely hard to keep up and really to catch up because, like I said, my high school didn't have a lot of the high-tech labs, or we didn't have advanced placement courses, so I really had to work extremely hard to keep up academically. But these academic difficulties really paled in comparison to the financial difficulties of attending a private school with tuition that was higher than $30,000 a year. So after working through my first 2 years at school, I found myself with an account balance of almost $10,000 that I had to have paid off before I can take another class. And because student loan criteria became more and more stringent, I was unable to get student loans, so I was forced to take a hiatus. So the following 3 years of my life consisted of me working full-time and holding fundraisers to attempt to pay off my account. Though my confidence wavered at times, with the help of family and friends, I was able to do enough fundraising to pay off my balance. And walking into the accounts office with the final check was a great experience for me. I just remember being so happy. I was just very ecstatic that I would finally get a chance to continue my education. But the reality was that if I didn't figure out ways to pay for each of my following terms, I could be in the exact same position. I could owe a huge balance again. So at that point, I had to really work hard on filling out scholarships to make sure that I could pay for the coming terms and I wouldn't have to stop school again. On top of all of this, my wife was pregnant, a few months pregnant with our son. So with the newfound inspiration and motivation, I spent the next 4 months working 20 to 30 hours a week while also taking 20 credit hours at catering and organizing tuition fundraisers once a month to pay off the anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 that I owed each semester. When I turned in my application for the Buick Achiever Scholarship, I was a college student trying to balance an engineering curriculum with the responsibilities of fatherhood, which went far beyond the normal doctor checkups. Because of complications during my son's birth, he was diagnosed with seizures and cerebral palsy, as well as severe developmental delays. Between appointments with neurologists and physical therapists, my course load, work, and fundraising, my days were overfilled with obligations. My first semester after receiving the Buick Achiever Scholarship, I made the Dean's List for the first time in my academic career. Because I was able to remove fundraising and work from my schedule, it gave me a lot more time to focus on school and family, which I was very grateful for. In addition, the next semester, I made the Dean's List again, and I was inducted into Alpha Pi Mu, which is the National Industrial Engineers Honor Society. After graduating, I was able to secure a position with General Motors as a value chain engineer and was able to get on the road to my career. Again, the scholarship had a huge impact for me. It was great to just be able to remove much of the burden and the workload that I had and just focus on the things that I was supposed to be focused on. So next, I'm going to talk about the Buick Achiever Scholarship Program, about some of the details of the program and how you all can apply for the scholarship. This year, they'll be giving out 50 renewable scholarships for up to $25,000 per year. The application deadline is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, February 27th, 2015. Applicants must be majoring in one of the STEM majors, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And for more detail, you can go to www.buickachievers.com and get all the details and requirements for the scholarship. I've kind of went over the impact that the scholarship had on my life, but I'd also like to talk about some of the experiences that I've had within the program since. One of those experiences, which was really awesome, was the chance to be a keynote speaker at the G-Man Black History event. At this event, many people within General Motors come together to honor those doing extraordinary things within the community to service and help others. It was a really great chance to kind of tell my story and get to meet a lot of people who were doing a lot of really positive things in the community and just network. Again, it was just a great experience overall. In addition to that, I also got a chance to speak at the General Motors Foundation board meeting, which consisted of the board of directors and had several influential people within the company, within General Motors, several executives and vice presidents. So it was an amazing opportunity to really get a chance to network with some of them. So next, I'm going to briefly go over some advice, first for scholarships in general, and then some more Buick Achiever specific advice. So in general, I would say the first thing that I would tell anyone is to tell your story. Like, no matter who you are, you have obstacles, trials and tribulations, and experiences that come together to make your story truly unique and special. And a lot of times, to you, it may not sound very big or it may not sound significant, but when you actually sit down and tell your story to other people, they look at it a lot more complimentary than you would because it's your own story. I know personally, I'm always humbled when I'm telling my story to people and telling them some of the things that I've kind of been through and overcome, and how complimentary they are and how great they think I am, because for me, it's not really that big of a deal because I'm used to it, I'm in it every day, and I guess I become numb to it. So that can happen to you as well. So never think that your story is insignificant or not worth telling. Secondly, I'll say don't procrastinate. Many scholarships have a lot more to them than you would think they do. So if you wait till the last day before the scholarship is due and you figure out that there are essays or there are letters of recommendation that you need or other things that you need, whether it's tax returns or whatever, then you'll have a hard time putting your best foot forward and doing the scholarships completely, and that will weaken your chance to receive the scholarships, obviously. And finally, I'll say be organized. Have a list of scholarships that you want to fill out, a list of what each of those scholarships requirements are, everything that you need. That way, like I said, you can have it done thoroughly, you can take your time to do it, and you can present yourself in the best way possible in order to receive the scholarship. Now on to some more Buick Achiever specific advice. The one big thing that I tell everyone who asks about the Buick Achiever Scholarship is that they're really big on community service and interest in the automobile industry. So I would say do a really good job to articulate and highlight any community service you're involved in and what your interest level, or if you have any prior experience with the automobile industry. I talked about my co-op experience with Kettering earlier, and that was one of the things that I made sure that I highlighted, that I had the chance to work within the automobile industry and that I had an interest and that I was looking to get into that industry when I graduated. So that's something that they look highly on because they want innovators and really smart people to come into the industry. Now we'll open it up for any questions or thoughts any of you may have. Okay, so we have our first question. Our first question says, how does the co-op program at Kettering work? How do you secure a job? Does Kettering set up the job for you, or do you have to get the job yourself? So that's a really good question. I didn't touch on that. So the way it works is when you come to Kettering, you sign up for a major, and then once you sign up for a major, Kettering has career fairs a few times a year. So they'll have a fair where different employees from all types of industries come into Kettering, whether it's the automobile industry, the technology industry, the service industry, just many different industries. They come together and they have booths set up where they have information about their company, what they're looking for, the majors they're looking for, and all the students dress up, come to the career fair and kind of do an impromptu short interview. You do that, and then depending on how you do there, then you could have a follow-up interview and potentially be hired for a position. So it's not like you go to Kettering and you automatically get a job. You have to put in the work and prepare yourself and do a good job of selling yourself to a company and learning about a company and making sure it's a good fit for you and having that co-op experience. Okay, so the next question from Alexander is, what type of experience are they looking for in the automobile industry? Can you give me some examples? So I don't have, I don't know the specific thought process of those judging the applications, but what they say in the application is they want you to be interested in the automobile industry because they're looking to make an investment on students in their future, and they're looking for that investment to pay off in innovation or creativity in the automobile industry at some point. So specifically, they're looking for you to have an interest. So if you've already done something in the automobile industry, whether it's work on cars at a mechanic shop, or you've actually had some experience in corporate America working for one of the automobile companies, or you just like cars a lot. Any of those are considered automobile interests and would be good for your scholarship application. So if anyone has any more questions, you can just go to the Q&A box and type in your question, and I'll be sure to get it answered. I'll give it a few more minutes to see if anyone has any questions. Okay, looks like we have another question from Sam, and this question says, how did you balance family life with still going to school and working? Was it difficult? So yeah, as I said, it was definitely very difficult to balance the responsibilities of fatherhood, but I really don't think I could have done it without having a good support system. I had people, family and friends who helped and encouraged me along the way. But I think that the biggest thing is just remaining focused and knowing that you can accomplish anything really. So regardless of the situation, just focusing on what you have to do, prioritizing, and that helps. So it looks like we don't have any more questions. So with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. I hope this presentation has been very helpful. Thank you all and have a great night.